Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena, playing Premier Draft Merge of Carlisle Manor. I noticed this account is like going broke. I gotta start winning some games, apparently. The others are doing okay, I think. I think we take Teysa. Great card. Very serious threat to win the game, as well as just like a great creature, even if you're not activating the ability, right? 3 mana, 2/3 death touch is not like a first pick, but it's good. And then it has all these other amazing abilities stapled to it. Coerce to Kill, like, I don't think you are that excited to take over it, right? Like, yeah, Draftsim agrees. Coerce to Kill would be a lovely first pick, but Teysa is better by a substantial margin. There is a Killer Among Us, also very good, in the same neighborhood as Teysa, but not quite there. So, okay, let's try pushing into Black-White. Hate taking a duel so early, of course, but Inside Source, a fantastic follow-up to Teysa. Fuss Bother would be okay as well, but this is perfect. Teysa, I guess Teysa doesn't actually love like creatures with power 2 or less, which is supposed to be Black-White's theme. She doesn't really care about them, but Inside Source is just a great card. Surely we're taking over Soul Innovation, right? Yes. Draft Sim agrees. As a first pick, I know they're just talking about first picks, and I already have like Teysa should influence things, but you know these are both in Teysa's colors, and neither one especially synergizes with her. And Inside Source is a notably better card. Ooh, Soul Search. Okay, I mean, not a card you're like excited to pick super early, but if you're already in black and white, this is pretty good. Sanguine Savior is also very good and like, well, no. Sanguine Savior is fine, but it synergizes well with Teysa, right? Because it's a flying way to do damage to the opponent. It's a way to sneak in damage to get the Teysa trigger. And these cards are all fine. Hopefully I wheel one. I don't want to murder that badly. What are you? Green. Okay. Show and Tell. Wow. Okay. Definitely not a card we're taking, but it's interesting to know that's here from the list. I mean, Wrench is not very good. It is going to make the Flyers a bit better, I guess. So we could take it. A Killer Among Us and Tunnel Tipster, though, are like kind of a big hint here. Like that maybe we should be looking at green. Nobody took these in the first 3 picks. I don't know. I'm going to stick with... I have 3 pretty good cards already in black and white. I'm going to try to stay there while I can. Yeah, I mean, there's a decent green card here, but the white and black is a better... I'd much rather still... So, any of these 3 cards, I think, are playable in the deck we currently have. But I think I will take some removal. It's important to have some. I don't yet. You know, Granite Witness, a better card, I think, but not by a lot, right? Yeah. Draft Sim agrees with that. And I think Slice from the Shadows is more exciting at the moment. Undercity Eliminator, huh? Not like the greatest card in the world, but if you have tokens, it's pretty cool. And with Teysa, we might. This card would be fine as well. Not too keen on this. A combat trick wouldn't hurt, but let's focus on creatures. Ooh. Well, these are both good. I'll take the flyer, though. Okay, so no one seems to be pushing us off of black-white, really. There's a little hint that maybe green would be a fun train to hop onto, but it didn't seem mandatory. Okay. Oof. I'm not very impressed with Essence of Antiquity, generally speaking. Maybe I'm wrong. But these 3 cards are all totally lovely. I think I'll take the Basilica Stalker. It's just a better card than Sanguine Savior. And it's nice to have some big endgame stuff that can be played. They can both be played for 3 mana, but that one is also like a useful endgame card. This is nice. Extract Confession is some decent, removal. It's a little hard to aim, but it is removal. I'll take a Fairy Snoop. I don't think you want to run this in anything but Dimir. Like, you can run it. You can flip it for just black, but it's not like so amazing that you usually want to put it in a deck where you can only play it for 6 mana. There are some cards good enough to do that. Dogwalker is one that I'd be happy to play here, even though I could only cast it for 3 and then 2. Okay, Alley Assailant's fine. Definitely don't seem to need the Thoroughfare. What is this? Undergrowth Recon. Okay, some weird green list card. Okay, there's several reasonable choices here. Leering Onlooker, I think, is what you're supposed to take. I think that is better than Inside Source. Presumed Dead could be an okay pick for keeping Teysa alive. It says Leering Onlooker is ranked 135. Are you crazy? No, I don't agree. This card is too good. Especially with like Teysa, right? And cards that care about tokens, like Undercity Eliminator. I guess this cares about tokens too. This makes tokens too, so that sort of cancels out. But being able to bop them for 1 damage and like having this early game blocker, so great. And then you get the flyer eventually. I think we want an on the job here. Agris Coast, a very strong card, but I'm not interested in trying to splash, I don't think. Not when there's something perfectly tenable here. On the job should be quite nice. The Haunch should be decent in this deck. I'm wondering if we might actually be able to run Case of the Gorgon's Kiss, which is usually quite bad. But if we have a bunch of 1-power things, could be something, right? I already have a Wrench. Maybe I don't need the Haunch, therefore? But it makes more tokens, which I think I take the Haunch. This is not a very good card, but it's insane when it's good. And I wonder if in this deck we might be able to make it good. But I'd rather just take a decent card, I guess. The 3/2 flyer was, I think, also a reasonable choice. I forget if I mentioned that. I think Seasoned Consultant is good. We're working on getting wide. Should be able to attack as a 3/3 reasonably often, and it establishes a strong early board presence just to like block the 2/2s or whatever. All of these look like an okay choice. I don't know if I'm like excited to take a second on the job. I'd rather just probably have one of these. I don't have any combat tricks yet. I could take the Suspicious Arrival, and the Clue is nice. But I think Granite Witness is yeah. Again, it's the kind of card I can only pay 5 mana for, but it's only 5, right? I'm going to take the Granite Witness. A flyer that taps is just so exciting. What the hell are you? Mistveil Plains. It's a tapped white source that... No, what? Are you crazy? Lets me spend mana to take stuff out of my graveyard and put it on the bottom of my deck? Forget it. I'm taking a Toxin Analysis. Whoa, okay. So, the tap duel is kind of nice. I don't think we especially need it. A second Soul Search is quite cool, though. Second Basilica Stalker over Seasoned Consultant. I guess we're doing pretty well for early game stuff, right? I mean, I see this 2 column and 1 column are both pretty high. And a number of those are creatures. Not all of it, right? I mean, Wrench and Haunch are not exactly early game creatures, but they're like, they make your early game creatures better. So I think it's fine to have those early. Bleh. Bleh, I say. Get out of here. I mean, Haunch number 2 is the obvious pick here. I'm just wondering if maybe when I took that first Haunch, there was some other card that I was considering, right? Oh, the Case of the Gorgon's Kiss? Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, look! We wield the Griffnot Tracker. That was, I thought, the other reasonable card in the pack that we took the Haunch from. I'm not a huge fan of Repeat Offender, but it is an early game creature. And it's not terrible. It's a mana sink if you got nothing to do. I can't. You can't take No Witnesses in this deck. It's just so bad. We want board presence. I believe we just take Karlov Watchdog, which should be quite good here. Someone else can have the board clear. I don't want one. It's going to be dead so often. Watchdog number 2? Or Inside Source? I think it's Inside Source, right? I'm not taking Field of the Dead. Granite Witness would be okay, but Inside Source number 2 is great. Pass? I don't want any of this. I guess I'll take a Due Diligence. Presumably I'm not running it. There are not a lot of decks in the format where this is any good that I can think of. Yeah, let's just preemptively cut it here. All right, time for a coffee break, I guess. We're going to be here a while. I mean, I guess what I should do is figure out what I'm cutting. Like, do I really want... I think I can cut the Wrench, for example, since I've got the 2 Crovat Haunches now, which I think are better. And fulfill a similar role, obviously. Oh, that was fast. Sort of. What is this? Burden of Guilt. Really weird tap-down enchantment, huh? Well, this is interesting. Festerleech and Dogwalker and Soul Search all seem quite reasonable. I think, though, you see a Dogwalker, you pick a Dogwalker, right? Yeah. Kind of wonder if a second On the Job would be actually... I mean... Of course, On the Job is a good card, and like I'd be happy to have a second one. I took something else over it. I don't remember what. But I've got enough go wide that I'm starting to wonder if like 2 really would be quite important. Aha! Here are finally some cards that black and white want. These 2. I think I'll take the Gorehound over the Dual Leech. No, I have... Well... I have some pretty good early game. I'm going to take the Dual Leech. It's important to be able to get in any damage at all, and that accomplishes it quite well for all of our tokens. No Pilfered Proof, please. It doesn't add up? I mean, I guess that's the pick here. And it could be okay. We don't really have much self-mill. which would be the main thing that would activate it. It's okay to pick back up Teysa or like a Basilica Stalker if one gets into the graveyard somehow. But I'm not very good at putting them in the graveyard. Wow, this is very late. I really don't like Defenestrated Phantom, but I mean, well, I guess a second Toxin Analysis isn't so bad. Help those 1/1s attack with confidence. Okay. Hey, on the job number 2. Okay. Well, I was about to say definitely over Macabre Reconstruction, but look, we get Macabre Reconstruction back if we want it. Although, yeah, let's take the Witness. I agree. Two of those, yeah, okay. I mean, it costs. It's a 2-drop. Let's put it in. It's definitely on the chopping block, but I'll figure that out once we've got all of our cards. Oh, good. We got the Burden of Guilt back. Janky removal. Okay, so how are we looking? 47 cards. I don't want any stinking mountains or plains. We're going to cast those all with white sources. Let's make a customary disguise pile, shall we? Oh, but I usually put that like here, so it doesn't get mixed up with the real 3-drops. And there was something else I wanted to do. Obviously, in a minute I'm going to split by creature, but there was something else I thought. Something it was important to search for. Often I split by like, oh, how many clues do I make? But I don't really care about that with this deck, I don't think. Okay, I guess I'll just look at the creatures then. Oh, right. For some reason today I felt like making a removal pile. I don't always do that, but let's try to be more methodical about this, shall we? I'm going to put the removal over here. None of these are like removal creatures, right? Right. Okay, and let's... Gosh, I don't know. So we don't have that much removal, it looks like, which is fine. We just want to be attacking. And like stuff to make it so that when we attack, we're like... We can attack bravely. I want to look at how much of that I have. Granite Witness is kind of in that pile, but I don't really believe it. So these are ways to make our attacking creatures stronger. Oh yeah, I guess I wanted to see if I had any Self-Mill or Surveil, and I don't really. I was only offered one Gorehound, and I didn't take it. So I think It Doesn't Add Up is not really a good idea. It could be cute to resurrect Teysa or a Basilica Stalker or something, but not that great that I want to actually put it in the deck. I guess I wish I could easily tell how many things I have that make tokens. I guess the answer is like a lot, which is where I want it to be. I think Alley Assailant can go. It's our weakest disguise creature. These all should not be very hard to manage. And they are, I think, worth running as things that you can only disguise, because that's what you usually want to do with them anyway. I do think Sanitation Automaton can go. And I probably have too much of this shit. Like, I have too many non-creatures. I want a lot of creatures. If we're running 17 lands, we have room for 23 spells, right? And that means I need to make 4 cuts. Yes. So they really all ought to be non-creatures. Maybe one more creature. Maybe one of these disguise guys could go or something. Or the Griffnut Tracker. I mean, I don't want that. Get out of here. Like 2 toxin analysis. Probably not necessary. Is it possible I could go down to 13? Oh, sorry, not 13. Jeez. 16 lands here. My average mana value is pretty low if you look at these as 3 drops. But, like, again, they're not really, right? You need to pay 3 and then another 2. Or 3 and then another 5. These are hugely expensive creatures. You can play them as 3 mana 2/2s, but you want to be able to also flip them. How good is Karlov Watch? Well, forget. Let's look down here first. Now, Soul Search, if your opponent only has lands, you don't get to exile anything. Do you get the token? If a card asks for a number, and the number like can't be provided for some reason, in some contexts the rules would substitute in a 0, right? Maybe I'm thinking of if a number is negative, you substitute a negative number. I never thought about that. Let's see. Maybe Soul Search. No card. I mean, there's the Gatherer results, but I don't think there's any rulings on the card yet, right? I don't know when rulings get... If the exile card has... Okay, so there are rulings. If it has X in its mana cost, X is 0. If it doesn't have a mana cost, its mana value is 0. When would there ever be a card... Oh, sure. There are just cards with no mana cost. Like, you can only cast them by not paying the mana cost. It doesn't mention... what happens if there's no card. Huh. I'll be right back. I'm going to check. I don't know if this is going to like really influence my decision making about the deck building, but I'm curious. This seems like I should know how this would behave. All right, I'm back. We may get to do some science here. Because I couldn't find anything referring to this specific card in that situation on Google. So I dug around through the rule book for the thing I was thinking of, where I was like, oh, doesn't this apply? Doesn't it, if it needs a number and it doesn't know what the number is, it uses 0. And that rule does exist. Rule, at the time of this recording, it's rule 107.2, but of course the rules do change. If anything needs to use a number that can't be determined, either as a result or in a calculation, it uses 0 instead. So I was thinking, that is the one thing that might make this actually give you a 1/1, right? It needs to determine the mana, what is the mana value of this card as part of a calculation, determining whether something is 1 or less. And it can't determine the mana value of that card because there was no card. So maybe that card's mana value should be treated as 0, and then you would get a 1/1. That's I think, the only thing in the rules that could possibly lead to this giving you a card. And I'm not sure whether it applies. If it doesn't, then you don't get... Sorry, not a card, a token. If it doesn't apply, then of course you don't get the token, because there's nothing else in the rules that would make it seem like you do. All right? It definitely, is I don't know. So I asked on a judge Discord, and I got a judge who said, no, you don't get a token because there's no card to drive a mana value from. And I was like, are you sure? What about 107.2? And he says, well, I can double check, but there's no card, so it shouldn't have a mana value. I was like, okay, no worries. Don't bother like asking around. It's not that like if this were like a paper tournament, I'd be like, yeah, could you please ask because I want to know what should happen. But this is arena, I can just run the card, and if something happens and I don't get a 1/1, I'll be a little sad. But this way I get to do science, and like arena isn't always right, but it usually gets things right. So if I resolve this and I don't get a card, that would be an exciting but unsatisfying. It would be disappointing, but it would be anyway. So I don't know. Maybe I should run both of these to make sure I can get into such a situation where I don't even get a token from it. I wonder if I actually have enough tokens for on the job, but I think the answer is for double on the job. But I think the answer is yes. It's got Sanguine Savior, maybe? I don't know. Oh yeah, I have the tokens from Dog. That's like I have the Dog tokens. That is kind of a big deal for on the job. Let's get one toxin analysis, I guess. Really, I should cut a Soul Search. But, like, what if I didn't, though? What if I just run 42 cards because I can't cut anything? How about that? I think Undercity Eliminator is pretty good with stuff like Crovad Haunch and Dogwalker, Leering Onlooker, Teysa, Inside Source. There's lots of crummy little tokens I can sack. Even a Clue. I think, like, you want to use clues for this in most decks. I have plenty of flyers. I don't really need this one. One more cut? I don't think going down to 16 lands is right. I'm not going to go up to 18, but... I mean, the Seasoned Consultant, I don't know, it is pretty good. Maybe I'll cut one Basilica Stalker, our heaviest... disguise creature. There you go. Have to fix up the lands because I don't want any red or blue. 2 islands. Wow, what a crazy suggestion. We need more white than black, I think. We have a similar number of black and white cards, but we have all these double white disguise cards. We have 3 of them, I guess, not that many. There's also on the job is double white, and we don't have any double black except for this 5 mana card, which you don't always want to run down on turn 5 anyway. Alright, let's give it a shot. There's my Teysa deck. Diamond Zac 3. Okay. Oh, early Soul Search into a disguise creature is fine. I can't flip the disguise creature, which is kind of a bummer. But at least I'll know what I'm up against in their hand and can remove the most potent threat. I'm not going to name Toxin Analysis as one of their creatures, so I'll auto pass just so Arena doesn't rat me out. Tell my opponent I have a 1 mana black instant that I could target. Boros. That's a scary card that I'd rather they didn't have. This opponent. Ooh. Well, I only have 1 creature, so I really ought to get rid of Makeshift Binding. The problem is Auspicious Arrival is sort of even better in a way. No, because I have Toxin Analysis to counter that out when I block with the Granite Witness. Okay. But they're gonna do like great things with this card, and there's not much I can do about it for some time. Second white source would be a real help anytime now. God, those fish. I'm so dead. I don't have nearly enough early game in this hand to deal with this. I feel like my deck should be better than this some of the time, but I don't know. Yeah, fish me. Take 4. I was about to say they might discard Auspicious Arrival since it's not very good when I know they have it, right? Actually, I think this is a great time to run this creature out. I think this was a great draw. Because I have the Toxin Analysis to back it up. And they have a bunch of creatures that this can block without dying. I think by now I've passed slowly enough times, like not super slowly, but like Arena has clearly held up priority for me. They should know I have Toxin Analysis, but I think this attack is correct anyway, whether they have a trick or not. So the fact that they're attacking into it, I should know that they know I have this. And therefore I might say, oh, they must have a combat trick since they're attacking. But no, I think they should attack even if they don't have one. Pretty sad spot we're in. Like I said, we looked dead as soon as I looked in their hand. I was like, okay, I guess GG. I needed a much more effective early game. Oh my god. Yeah, there's no hope. Hey, that's actually like a great draw at the moment. That's like the only draw that would have let me live for a turn, practically. I mean, no, any creature could have chumped this, and I would take 4, but that was great. We're still not gonna win, but if anything could give us hope, that was it. Excuse me. Maybe I should run 10-7. What is this shit? I mean, if this disguised creature is small, I could maybe live. Okay, well, at least it wasn't a dog walker. Walking the other way would have been better, but I needed to hope for like nothing bad to happen to. Oh, I get to find out! Great! This opponent. No token. Okay, great. I'll report my findings in the Discord. Okay, so I was about to start game 2, and it occurred to me, well, now that I know how that works, maybe I shouldn't run 2 of these anymore, huh? Like, cut that. Like, they're fine, but they're bad. It's a bad top deck when everyone's out of cards. It's good early, and it was nice to have there, although it didn't help me win the game because it told me I shouldn't be too invested in winning the game, I guess. Um, could put that other toxin analysis back in, but I think just a creature is good. Let's take a savior, something that doesn't require double white. It's crazy to put in 10-7 here, isn't it? We have plenty of black. We have a double black card. It's just unlucky that I drew like 5 or 6 swamps and no plains. I don't think that should make me change my deck. Teremis. Cymaret backwards. Ah! Ah! I mean, I can play the Savior, but it's the only card I can play. No, I mean, I could play on the job eventually, I guess. That's not that exciting, though, is the thing. But I have Teysa. I mean, this is like the card the deck is supposed to do. And I think it's worth keeping. I have several chances to draw a swamp, and it's like 1 in 5 to draw one, which is not huge, but not tiny. Okay. Oh my god, please. I just need to cast my spells. Like, is that so much to ask? I just built a 2-color deck like everybody does in draft, and I'm getting punished for no reason. There's no god. Okay, thank you. I take it back. You're very nice, God. Investigate. Okay, so we swing and play the Teysa, right? Opponent appears to have toxin analysis, by the way. That's worth noting. So whenever Clue goes into the graveyard, you get a 1/1, but only once a turn. So we're obviously not trading. I mean, it's not obvious. I don't want to keep taking 3, but I have a way to deal with this in a moment. So I don't think I need to, like, go crazy trying to save my life total and trade off the Teysa. Okay, great. Very happy to see that. Put into a graveyard. So that would apply if I blew up their Fester Leech by sacking the Clue with this. Another tempting thing is at some point I'd like to flip this to give both of these lifelink. I could gain 4, right? And I could do that while also cracking a Clue. So that's the other line for the turn. I think I kind of like playing this instead. Swing with just the Teysa to get in for damage? No. Yes, because I want to use this to kill the Fester Leech, not the 2/1. So this can't really attack. Okay. Okay, I mean, we drew those swamps just in time. The hand went from miserable to, like, really stuff is happening. Teysa is going off. kind of fun to cast the Granite Witness and just tap that down and get in again. But is that best? I have like Toxin Analysis to just block it, or to just deal with it. I also have On the Job if I swing with like everything. Interesting. Is that any good? They could double block Teysa, take 10? No, 12. Doesn't seem that good for me. I think I swing with both of these. Well, the thing is I kind of want the 1/1 as a blocker. But if they... Yeah. Well, shoot. Maybe just this. I have Toxin Analysis. And if they let it in, I get a 1/1. I think this is sort of like screaming Toxin Analysis, but what are they going to do, right? I don't get my clue this turn. That's bad, of course. But they might just let it in, since indeed all it is a clue. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, well, in that case, I don't think I'll make the clue. Oops. I'll just flip this up and shut off their blocker next turn. Did I say I won't make the clue? I won't crack the clue. I won't flip anything. Because I don't really want them to attack into me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is... Actually, if they attack with this, that's fine. Go ahead. I'll just block with the Granite Witness. I think it's reasonable for them to try to race me here. And yeah. So, I mean, worst case, this trades into a combat trick. Not the end of the world. I want to tap down their blocker. I guess worst case would be if they murdered the Granite Witness and I don't get to block at all. But that's life. This helps us get in on the ground. Yes, tap it, please. I'm tapped out, so any combat tricks they have will work. Oh. Really? You just want the clue that bad? And you figure you'll gain some life as well? Okay. Weird to use that here. Especially when they're about to get a clue anyway? I don't know. I don't know what that's about. On the job, huh? So swinging with both of these and gaining a bunch of life would be nice. I'd still have 3 mana left. I guess to... Yeah, let's kill the face down card, right? Oh, yeah, that tap is fine, because this is black and white. That resolves, I don't pay. It was a Basilica Stalker. Okay. I don't think I want the life gain as much as I want to crack a clue. which I will do main phase so that if I hit a land, I can play it rather than waiting till their turn. I'm not actually holding up a combat trick anyway. Although I guess I should have done that pre-combat so that I could leave open a black. If I drew a plains after tapping out, that would be punishing me for playing things in the wrong order. What I should have done was crack the clue, draw a card. If it's a plains, I can play it and still hold up black mana for toxin analysis in case this spirit needs it. Okay, they got Teysa. Great. And the Undercity Eliminator was also good. Oh, yeah, I guess I should look at my dailies, huh? Green spells? No. Got lots of white, black. Okay, I don't have any blue or red, though, so get that out of here. You know, no planes, but this is an all-black hand with a decent starting curve. I'll take it. I don't know what's up with my mana in this deck. Thank you. Alright, stop giving me lands. I have enough. Only turn face up, yeah, so on ETB it does not trigger. It's not like the Rakish Scoundrel, which triggers when you flip it or cast it. Or, sorry, when it flips or ETBs. Oh, okay. X's too, just for fun, huh? Okay, so they don't have any 1-mana blue spell they wanted to hold up. No, that doesn't tell me very much, though. Alright, I'm just going to cast this. It's like my only creature. I'm not... No sense turning it face down. Let's get the full value from it so that I can dual leech it next turn. Get in for 3 lifelink. Okay, well, at least it's something I can sack with Undercity Eliminator, I guess. I mean, either of these could make sense, I think. Dual Leech can start swinging in on its own accord. I think that's the play. I can just cast this for 6 pretty soon. Yeah, let's just Dual Leech. This one. Was I player 1 or player 2? I've lost track already. Okay, Inside Source is good. I mean, getting rid of their draw seems pretty good also, though. I think that's the play. Before they get a chance to shuffle this into my library, let's just use it. Okay. It's not a big problem yet. Wow. Face-upping that, huh? Okay, they're desperate. Which I agree with. You should be. I have a great position right now. And let's just swing both. Double trade if you want. I'm not going to stop you. Okay, I mean, Undercity Eliminator was a 3-for-1. Pretty good. I mean, Any of these 3-mana spells could be reasonable. I really don't know what to play. I think this one, because it gives me a chance to make use of the toxin analysis on attacks. Plus, it gives me a lot of things the Dual Leech could pump without having to risk itself. Okay, pretty good. Killing the 2/2, I guess. Yep. This one. And we aren't necessarily out racing them anymore, so I'm going to run this out and use Toxin Analysis to block with it. And then I'll have enough mana to crack the clue as well. Actually, they probably won't attack, right? Oh no, this is that crazy vehicle. Okay. So they have Torch the Witness in there. Which is a sorcery? Yes. Okay, and what does this do? Collect evidence 6, which they could do. Comes an artifact creature. You can cast it as a sorcery when it attacks. Okay, sure. They can also just crew it with this, right? Yeah, crew 2. Yeah, maybe I should have played the Basilica Stalker, actually. I was thinking that I would be using this on blocks, but of course they're not attacking. It's a 4/4. So what if I make this a 4/2, make the other one of these a 2/1 Death Touch, and swing like that? I still have Toxin Analysis. The 4/2 gets blocked here. The 2/1 gets in? It's not that impressive, actually. And it leaves me with needing to use Dual Leech to block this thing. Not ideal, huh? Maybe I just... This is sorcery only. This is beginning of combat, so I can't make this a 5/2. I think I'll just play this disguised? No, I want to... Yeah, I guess. Well, why play it disguised? Why not play it face up and save yourself the mana and get some lifelink? Sure. Let's do that. It's a flyer. It's a threat. They kind of have to deal with it. And then I pass holding... Well, okay, I swing with something, right? You? Fine. Oh, but right, they can only cast spells without... Oh no, you do have to pay for it. So the X, they can torch the Witness on any of my creatures if they want. Okay. But that has to be when they attack. Right, it can't be after I've chosen what to block with. So they can't make me waste Toxin Analysis. It's only instants and sorceries. Yeah, go ahead, attack. Oh, both. Okay. Fun. The dual leech, I suppose? X is 3? Yeah? Sure. So I can only kill one of these on blocks. This one is hard to keep activating, right? And they don't have any other stuff to recur with it, so I think I'd rather let this live and kill that. If they have shock here, I'm devastated. Nice. Nice. Put that on the lifelinker, I guess. This is the same thing Autotap would have done. I don't have to do it myself. I'd rather get a disguised creature down. Oh, this isn't even a detective, so I can't do this anyway. Okay, great. So, disguised creature then. Smash! I don't care if you attack me for 4. Feel free. They don't have any instants or sorceries to reanimate, so to speak. So all it is a 4/4 at the moment. It's worse because they have to like collect evidence to do anything with it, but they have some evidence. Ah, okay. That's fun. Sure. You can make me block with that. And then you can even exile the Hustle and Bustle so you can use it again sometime. So I lose my Basilica Stalker here. Well, I lose my 2/2 face down card that was one day hoping to become a Basilica Stalker. So sadly, On the Job isn't lethal. I can swing with this and then On the Job to dump to 2-for-1 myself here. I don't think that's all that great. I could move the Haunch, but then I don't have lethal next turn. Even if I put the Haunch back, right? Well, I kind of do, actually. Because I can sack the Haunch and then On the Job with all the dogs, right? That seems pretty good. So let's get this attack in. Trade for their 3/2. And if they don't block, it is lethal now. So this is when it's... okay, so I'm planning to sack this and make the dogs. So I will not re-equip. Okay, too slow though. Even if they have 2 creatures, isn't it? Well, maybe not. Because they have enough evidence to activate this. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now I wish I'd done... Well, I don't know. So I could sack the haunch, make 2 dogs, swing out, and on the job. The problem is they block this with a 1/1. So fine, it's a 4/2, it lives. They block a dog with this. Another dog gets in for 3. And then how do I finish them when they have all these things? But I don't think equipping the haunch is really going to make things any better. Yeah, I don't know. The turn where I swung with my 1/1 is feeling bad in retrospect. Because they just have unlimited 1/1 flyers now. What am I supposed to do? On the job only works once. I need to draw towards a real card that does like a flyer that isn't 1 toughness. And even if I do, I mean, right? It's not looking so hot. I think I still go for it. Like, feels bad. But I need to whittle away the tokens anyway. Yeah, if I'd left the... If I'd left the haunch here and swung in for more face damage, I'd still have a 1/1, which would be cool. They'd have a 3/2, which is whatever. But more importantly, they'd have 2 less life, and this would be lethal. So moving the haunch was a game-losing play, I think. I guess I might still win, but it's looking bad. I should have played my land in case I drew a relevant spell. I always forget that that investigates. Okay, that's pretty good. Because now I can tap down their flyer and attack in with my flyer, right? They're only going to have 1 token from this. No. Ah! Why did they tap out all their blue? I guess it doesn't matter. They didn't have double blue anyway. They had to tap 2 of it, and the third, it turns out, doesn't really matter, but... Okay. They do have enough evidence that they could have blocked the dog. Also, they can make a 1/1. Ah, no, the extra Oh, right. They only had 2 total mana left untapped, so they couldn't have activated this anyway. It's 30-2, but I'm way behind. I need a good draw. Oh, they're gonna attack. Oh, for the hustle and bustle, I guess? Oh, I can trick them, though. I can tap down the creature that they forced to block. Sure. I could just flip it and double block, I guess. But that seems bad. Oh, the perfect draw. Give me that. I mean, it's a good draw. I don't know if it's perfect. Yeah. I mean, go to blocks, I guess? Because they're going to make another blocker anyway. It doesn't really matter. Oh, no, right. They have to animate this, and then I tap it down. Yes. Okay. Still a very close run thing. Because they can get a second blocker, for sure. And then... I mean, it could... Whoa. What? Oh, no. What could this be? They gonna board clear me? They drew it? They drew it. Oh, no. Come on, man. I guess I was supposed to double block. Like, this is such a... I don't know. But then they get to keep the board clear, right? Okay, at least they had to choose something that killed that. Wait, why did they? Harry Dronesmith was the only spell in their hand, I guess, that had a mana value. Or this spell also had too large a mana value. Okay. If they don't... Well, shoot. This is a blocker too. And now, when they attack... they could activate... They could activate this to attack and kill all creatures again? I guess? Okay, they're not attacking with it. Good news. They're attacking with this. That's interesting. What's that all about? What could this be? Another Granite Witness? Or rather, a Granite Witness of their own, I should say. Planning to untap itself to block? Or they just think they have enough blockers. Which, by the way, they do. But I do this now and hope to draw something relevant. Because they have 3 blockers, right? This, and this. So if I can draw anything relevant, maybe I get in there. But I didn't. Okay. No attacks. Too much evidence in that thing. Okay. I thought they might choose to keep the clue so that they can reanimate, or they can make a creature after they use this to wipe out the whole board. But it is a Granite Witness, okay. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Although in that case, why not turn it face up pre-combat so it gets in for 3 and stays untapped anyway? It's not like they're tricking me. I think they just missed the damage there, but maybe there's some card I could have that they were playing around. I don't know. What do I have that look like helps me right now? Tesa doesn't do anything. Okay, I guess they drew a spell with mana value. Whoa. Okay, they just want to hit me for 10. I mean, I guess I'm at 20. That makes some sense. They must have something. Because this loses on board, right? What am I doing here? If I just attack all, maybe I win, right? Could happen. But if I wait, then the haunch is 2 more creatures, and I could swing with 5 of them. They can't currently reanimate this. Or animate it, I should say. So they only have 7 damage. Plus, if they did animate, I could try blocking with a dog. But the fact that they attack tells me they have some instant here that's going to keep them alive. Like a shock or something. Which would be enough to animate this. Or maybe it's deduce and it makes a token that they can sack this with, and then they also animate this on attacks. Well, I guess animating this doesn't do anything. But shock. Okay. So far my opponent has played fairly rationally. If I assume they have a shock, I'm dead, right? Yeah, because even 5 creatures they can deal with next turn, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I think I have to swing out this turn because it forces them to use whatever this is. And then I can at least plan around it a bit better. I don't know. Obviously we're playing and equipping that. The question is, like, how can I win next turn if I don't swing now? Maybe extract a confession? Slice from the shadows? Some removal? This attack just... They have to have something, right? The question is, can I live through them having something? Maybe, if I draw the right card. But I don't think... Okay, we get to see what it is. Out cold, apparently. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a huge game win. That wins the game, right? think no attacks, right? Trading this for a token looks pretty stupid. Because now they can animate this and swing for 10 again. But I'll have another blocker because this makes 2 dogs. So, okay. They can't quite just do that. Oh, this makes another flyer, though. I guess that doesn't kill me. But it's hard to see how I'm winning. Out Cold was like the perfect card. Oh my god. Wonder why they tapped the 1/1 because they want me to sack this on blocks. Or lose it on blocks, I should say. Sure. They both die to a 1/1, but this way I lose a 3/1 instead of my 1/1. Animate that. Swing. Out Cold. In response to Out Cold, I make 2 dogs. So I can block. Or not in response to Out Cold. After Out Cold, but whatever. After it resolves, or as it's on the stack, doesn't matter. Okay, that's 10. Sure. So I don't have to block at all, I guess. The problem is, like, Extract Confession still isn't winning? Because they have 4 blockers? If I take 6... They have 8 in the air next turn. I don't think there's anything I can draw that kills them next turn, so I have to focus on living. This doesn't live, but maybe I could draw something relevant. I don't know. Ah, that 2 life that I gave them, that's the end of the game. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to stop them drawing with the 3/2 Projector Inspector, so I made them trade it off. You know, it doesn't seem unreasonable. But it cost me 2 damage, and that turned out to be the difference. I think a better player would not have made that play. Value damage when you're trying to kill them. And they stabilized, or I mean, almost. I was able to sneak in 1 more damage, or, you know, they were at 4 and I snuck in 3 more, or whatever it was. Okay, looks great. I have a 2, a 3, and a 4. Or maybe a 4 is flipping this and using Toxin Analysis or something like that, but hopefully not. Good card. Ixidor Reality Sculptor? 5 mana, 3/4. Wow. Wow. Okay, but they wanted that in the graveyard for evidence, so... Also, maybe they don't have double blue? They have a lot of evidence, which this deck is going to enjoy. Blue-green likes evidence. Maybe they don't have the blue. Ooh, that could be something, huh? I'm certainly the aggro deck here, so let's get in that 1 damage. Whoa! Okay. We are in business now. No lands, no spells. That explains why they dumped the 2 powerful spells. Okay, I mean, we are looking insanely great here. Yeah. Win the die roll. Curve out, don't punt. That's how you win the game. I did all 3 of those things in that game. Pseudo Yum. I want to see what their deck did, by the way. It seemed like they had some cool stuff. This is a dicey hand. I don't think I can keep it when all I have is a Granite Witness that I can't even flip. If I were to draw Plains very early, it would be a good hand, but it would have to be very early. Like, even on turn 2, which is the soonest I could draw Plains, it's a sketchy hand. So let's do this. This is great. Great hand. I wonder what we put back. Probably Toxin Analysis. It's going to be a while till I can use it. I want to make sure I have all 3 mana to hit Inside Source. Actually, maybe not. Maybe if I miss Inside Source, it's not... No, that would be pretty bad. Yeah, let's do this. The thing is, though, that Soul Search... Like, I want to curve out my creatures, right? This is my 2, this is my 3. Swing for a billion with Toxin Analysis, right? I think this is the better play. I'm not going to have a chance to play Soul Search for a while. Oh, opponent goes down to 5. Four. This is good news. So maybe Soul Search would have just won the game. I don't know. Boy, Magic sure is a game of luck, huh? I wonder what all this mulliganing was about. The detective's deck just bricked out, huh? Obviously, I'm running out of spell. I don't think they're gonna... I don't think they would have kept a counterspell in this kind of hand, right? You don't mold a 4 and then keep a counterspell and nothing else. Ooh, their own Inside Source, okay. No, we just swing with everything in Toxin Analysis this, right? Sort of mandatory. And then... I don't know if you play this face up or face down. I don't think the lifelink matters very much, I guess. Because I want to kill them. So let's play it face up. Save the mana. Like, playing it face down means maybe I could gain 3 life next turn. Not the end of the world, right? Not going to do any amazing things. My life total is not a big problem. Oof. Well, turns out there was nothing else to do with my mana, and so it would have been nice to gain the 3 life, but what can you do? I should have put a stop here to bluff that I had something, I guess. Whoa! What the hell? What's in your hand? That attack looked good. That's crazy. Huh. Double block the 3/3 maybe? No. Wow. Wrench is very good here. Although they don't really have enough mana to do that much with it. I think it's enough. Okay, so maybe Wrench is the reason they felt they could attack, because they could give this Vigilance later. Are you shitting me? Come on. I can't make any attacks anymore. My opponents are always at 2 life and I can't fucking kill them. I'm gonna cry. They have a damn Private Eye? Ah! Okay, on the job is pretty good. I think I just have to swing out here, right? I should have played my land first in case I drew a relevant spell. I always make this mistake. I could have even face up the on the job, I guess. I must have it, right? But they might not be thinking about that. They don't seem to be. Okay. I guess there's nothing I could... Well, if I'd had 2 mana, I could have, like, drawn Slice from the Shadows or something. I don't know. Okay. So I could have played this pre-combat if I'd main phased the on the job, but I couldn't have equipped it anyway. Dual Leech is so good. Okay. Okay. So let's make this swing as a 4/2 and this as a death-touching 2/3. They have to block both, and both of them trade for both of their creatures. Ah! But they have the ability on this, huh? Oh, but it taps itself if they do that. Okay. So I don't guarantee a trade, but I do guarantee, like, they have to chump with this then, if they do that. Okay, they trade for both. Unless there's something shocking here. Like, there could be, right? Eliminate the impossible would ruin me. Just gonna tap down the Dual Leech before they lose all their creatures, or... Ah, draw the clue. Sure. Draw the card, rather. I guess I'll hang on to this Plains. No real reason to run it out that I can see. Bluff a combat trick could be useful. Oh. We were devastating them early game, and then, like, they really came back with that private eye. That was a real threat. I had to draw some... I mean, specifically Slimy Dual Leech. I don't know. There was probably something else good in the deck that would have worked well, but... I drew on the job too, didn't I? And then Slimy Dual Leech? Like... Pretty lucky. And we're up to 3, so not an embarrassment. And if I go to 4, it won't be a financial disaster. Although I think 3 is, like, tolerable, right? You get back, like, 1,000 of your 1,500 or something like that. Below 3, it's like, buddy, you should be playing a different game. Magic clearly is not for you. Which is annoying. Like, it's... I don't mean, like, I don't know. It's not an embarrassing result. It's sad, but, like, it's only a little bit below average. But, like, the payout is just atrocious. So it's sort of Arena telling you, like, don't waste our time. Which is personifying them in the wrong way. Really, they're like, yes, please, keep giving us your money, because gems are, you know, by many players, purchased with money. I assume it must be many players, right? Why would they keep running Arena if they weren't earning a profit from it? And the only way to do that is gems. There's not really any other way to give Arena money than to spend gems, or to buy gems. Several reasonable seeming plays, huh? I don't really want to slice this from the shadows, but I want to clear the air for when my Tesa hits and I can start chipping in for 1 damage, so I think I do it. Okay, there's no 1-mana red reach creatures they could have. Ooh, that's... Okay. It's not a play for this turn, but soon. Like, next turn I can play that and up Sanguine Savior. It would have to be a face-down Sanguine Savior, because I only have 1 swamp, I guess. So what is red-black running out disguised? A lot of things, of course. They played the orangutan on 3 instead of this on 3, so they can't be that excited to flip this anytime soon. Okay, see you later, Tesa. She got 1 clue. I mean, that's not bad. I guess if I were really concerned, I could have played Soul Search first. But that's crazy. You get the Tesa value while you can, right? Let's do this now. What do you got, buddy? Rakdos? Illicit Masquerade. What the hell? There's a lot of scary things here. Like 2 pieces of removal and Rakdos. They only have 4 mana, but I can't allow them to keep the Rakdos. Illicit Masquerade can get the Rakdos back, though? This might actually be allowing them to get Rakdos out sooner. Oh. Huh. Maybe I just assume they don't hit 6 lands before they die? Okay. Seems a little weird, but... Oh, it's Exile! I could have exiled Rakdos. Shoot. I was thinking it was discard. No, I obviously should have exiled Rakdos. I don't know. I mean, they do only have 4 lands. But they can stall the game out forever. Yeah, this was a terrible play. Should have tapped double white, I guess. The card says exile. Man. There's only one of these in my deck. I guess I should know what it does. We're up to 5 mana now. Yeah, this is game over. There's no way I'm killing them in time. Exile that card. Yeah, I don't know. I'll concede. I don't know. Maybe I can find a way to kill Rakdos. There's stuff in my deck that kills creatures. I shouldn't concede. I'm just mad about making the misplay. Soul Search tried to do good stuff for me, but I wouldn't allow it. Decline. Now I'm not even winning if I draw the removal. Shameful. Yeah, the Illicit Masquerade would not have been any good for them. They didn't have anything great in the graveyard. I should have just exiled it. I didn't realize it was exile. Well, maybe I won't make that mistake again. Won't make it again today, that's for sure, because I'm not getting to play this deck again. 3 wins. Yeah, 1,000. Boo. No wonder this deck, or this account is going broke. I'm a bad player. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.